11.
And I think it's absolutely clear at this point that these two are innocent men. They've been wrongfully convicted, and this prosecution is a sham.
There is a new wrinkle in a decades-long murder investigation that was thought to be closed. Good evening, everyone. Brian Scott Lorenzo and James Pugh remain in prison tonight. They were convicted of killing a woman in Tonawanda in 1993. Both men say they are innocent and are pointing a finger at one of Western New York's most infamous criminals. They claim there is evidence that Richard Matt, one of the inmates who escaped from the Clinton Correctional Facility in 2015, not only committed the murder, but confessed to the crime. Jeff Rusak tonight looks at the new claims being made and has the response from prosecutors.
The two convicted killers stood
the sentencing of Brian Scott Lorenzo and James Pugh almost 30 years ago, both convicted for the murder of Deborah Mindel. Before being sent to prison, Pugh made one last plea of innocence.
What do I have to say, James Pugh, right from the beginning to prove that I could not have done this crime, that I am not a murderer? I am not. I was never there.
Alon Mazel now represents the two convicted murderers. He said their DNA was never found at the crime scene.
It's not just a sham, but it's a scandal.
Now their new attorney demanding the court take another look at the case.
All of the evidence that was tested excluded Mr. Pugh and Mr. Lorenzo, all of it. There's not a shred of DNA in this horrible, brutal, bloody murder scene that connects, Scott or James Pugh to this murder.
He believes the evidence points to Richard Matt. He's the serial killer who escaped from Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora in 2015. Matt was shot and killed by a federal agent. According to a report from the New York Times, Mazel believes a Tonawanda Police Department detective covered up Matt's criminals act and fabricated evidence. The Erie County District Attorney responding to these allegations, writing, "There is no credible evidence to link Richard Matt to the murder of Deborah Mindel. There is no evidence that Deborah Mindel had a romantic relationship with Detective David Bentley." These two narratives asserted by the defense counsel representing Brian Scott Lorenzo and James Pugh are false. A judge will consider if the case goes any further. If it does, the next scheduled court date is December 13th. Jeff Rusak, 7 Eyewitness News.